Check this out, everybody. Select the subscription agreement by choosing the file. Verify the uploaded document. You understand the following. Self-cert, I understand, proceed. It checks that the document is in fact on-chain, embedded in the token, and that the token address is found in the document itself, or that the URL has the token address. If not, gives you a warning message and will not let you buy unless you're an official admin of the platform itself doing testing. In this case, you understand the risk, proceed anyway, final warning, because the token address isn't embedded in the document yet. Enter your details. Are you an accredited US investor or a non-US person? Now check this out. Self-certify and request registrar instant whitelist approval email. Check this out. The actual message appears in your MetaMask. SEC regulation, DB, investor certification, I, the owner of wallet, etc. Document review, document receipt. I agree to be bound by the token subscription agreement for this token. Absolutely amazing. I certify that I am either a non-US person, US accredited investor as defined, etc. Contract verification, legal understanding. This message, once you sign this message, this goes out to our PHP platform. Certification signature is saved. Check your email for the registrar signature and paste it in the field below. What happens now is you're going to get a doubly signed message. The one you just signed plus wrapped in a registrar signature. You are going to get that back to the email address you just registered with. You paste that from the email here, and now you complete your registration, and then you can buy. This is the most secure, easy to use, and most cost-effective RWA platform in the world. No other platform even comes close. I challenge you to find one. In case you missed it, here it is again in slow motion. The project you wish to invest in just gave you their token address and nothing else. And then they said, go to equitymint.org right now. Go there right now. equitymint.org/token sale. Paste in the token a project official gave you, click connect and discover, boom, you'll see the token system. The token with all the other contracts, a controller, a content manager, a token time lock, liquidity pool, sales manager, restricted sales manager, and a whole host of others, all of which you can see in the controller, along with all the admins of the project and their roles. You're going to click find subscription agreement, and it's going to tell you the subscription agreement is located here. This is embedded in the token by a project official who deployed the token system using our platform. Now check this out. You click on the URL. It allows you to download the document, which is the subscription agreement. And it tells you, hey, read this. You got to read it. And you got to agree to its terms. Whatever it is you're investing in, a hotel project, a housing project, a REIT, a Delaware statutory trust giving you rights in minerals, whatever it is. This agreement covers the eMint token itself, an index token designed to be proportional to the revenue of our entire platform. It is completely separate from any individual project token and is provided solely as an example of how certain platform mechanics are structured. Every project is different. Your project will require its own offering documents and its own compliance framework, which will not match the eMint token agreement. However, some concepts may overlap, so reviewing this document can help you understand how certain under-the-hood features of the platform are expressed. It is important to note that the eMint token is not a security. Your project's token, however, will very likely qualify as a security under the definitions used in your jurisdiction. This means that your offering will be subject to jurisdiction-specific requirements, investor qualification, disclosure, resale restrictions, and other regulatory obligations. We assist you and your investors in meeting those requirements technically through the automated compliance controls built into our platform. We do not provide legal opinions, but we give you the tools to help your offering operate within the applicable regulatory framework. How do we do that? So this is our subscription agreement, just as an example. That's the only reason we show you. It makes you read it because it says that a lot's coming. Well, what's coming? Choose the file that you just downloaded and read. You have to do that because if you don't, you will not be able to purchase the token through this platform. And that's the beauty of it, right? Because if you don't have the file, you're not going to get the hash of the file, which is coming. right after this. Right after you acknowledge that you understand that we do not permit non-project officials to purchase a token. That means any investor of any token, unless the subscription agreement embedded in the token is contained at the token embedded claimed base URL and references the token address, etc. What this means in plain English is that, hey, you read that subscription agreement that pertains to this token. So you say, I understand and proceed. You can't get around this. That's the beauty of this system. You can't claim later as an investor that, oh, I didn't see or get the subscription agreement. You can't because of this. And this helps the project maintain its integrity. It works both ways. Either the user or the investor or the project can go to court, one against the other, should there be a dispute, because everything is recorded. So, look, it's saying, hey, the document exists. Great. See, it's on blockchain. And it's saying, hey, it's at the claimed URL too. But it's giving you one final warning. You know, if there was another URL out there that wanted to attack this project, they could, because the token address itself wasn't found in the document. That means the project didn't complete part 2 of the requirement, which is to take the document, take the subscription agreement, the same one, but just embed the token in it and store it at another URL, and then upload that URL into the token. And you can do that here as an admin, right? You just click admin and go through the steps to upload the next URL. Or don't do anything, just change the document at that base URL to include the token. And the token trail, the token content trail, allows you to specify that there's multiple documents at the same URL, even though there can only be one, just to show the history in case one subscriber has one version of the document, another has another. As long as you are making edits that are legal and compliant and don't contradict each other, you're good to go. Everybody's protected here. Now, in this case, you're not going to have any risks. It'll just say proceed, right? Because the project, assuming they did everything correctly, is just going to have all check marks here. And as an investor, you confirm that you trust the domain owner, right? And you've reviewed the subscription agreement. You wouldn't get this far if you didn't have the subscription agreement. You can't get this far. And the beauty of it is, even if you tried to, and even if you managed to manipulate the front end, you wouldn't succeed through the back end, where we have a registrar certified double certification mechanism. Absolutely amazing. You enter your info here, right? Whoever you are. You enter your email address here. You enter your number here. And the minimum necessary for 506B. If you need more, then you will not be able to register this way. You'll have to manually register until we add a 506C compliant registration mechanism, which is going to go here too and allow you to do a live face video, a 3 or 4 second video clip that matches your face to an identification document that you'll upload. But since 90% of our market does not either need to be SEC compliant, or they will comply with Rule D506B and Rule 144 and Rule 501, that's what this system best serves. So once you've entered that information, you click self-certify. Obviously, I'm missing something. U.S. accredited investor. Now you click self-certify, and then that message comes up, right? So this is just part 2 of the last video. Well, actually, we're putting them all together. And this is just like, what? This all happened so quickly. I don't really get what's going on here. There's a lot going on here. And that's what we're showing you. You confirm the message. Then you get the email, which has a double-signed message, right? And that double-signed message, registrar plus you, this is patent pending also, folks. This is amazing stuff, right? There's a lot of technology going on behind the scenes here. Complete registration with pasted signature. That means, hey, you're going to do that. You didn't do it yet, right? So you got to go get that email that was just sent to you and then paste in the double certified signature, registrar plus yourself. And then this gets uploaded to the token, and the token will will verify that that signature is real, and from a registered registrar only, right? Which is amazing. And you all have this capability as projects on our platform. You have so much that you can do through this platform. All right, thank you for watching. We'll get back to what you have to do as a project owner when you log into our system, which you might recall, you'll add yourself as the issuer, and then you will add a token, right? You'll specify the name, you'll specify the symbol, you'll specify how many shares you want to issue, whatever that amount might be. Maybe it's some different amount. You'll go into edit, you'll add the information, and then when you go into edit, you'll be able to actually deploy, right? We enforce that you upload this information, even though it's not necessary. This is just a management tool for blockchain, right? We do that so that we have a record of what you deployed, which is why only in edit mode can you then click the deploy button. And what chain do you want to deploy on, right? These are the only 2 live chains. Actually, there's a few live chains here. ARB, AVAX, BNB, ETH. So you click deploy. That means you've selected your document first, right? And then a hash code is automatically generated. So let's say this were the document. Let's say we select your subscription agreement, right? It's automatically going to calculate the hash of that, so that when you go to deploy, down here, the controller says some of the things, right? Who are you, right? What's your name? What's the project name, right? And then token hash of the subscription agreement. You have to have that ready. And where are you storing that subscription agreement? Here, right? And then the token itself. Well, how many tokens? It's 1 million here. Did we change it? No, we didn't, but we can. And this information is about the token itself. There's a bunch of other contracts that are automatically generated for you, including the sale manager. What's your purchase price, right? This says purchase price of $1. Well, where is the actual purchase price? Price per share, 100. So this, maybe we changed, because we changed this name, and that's why it didn't appear, and that's why it's showing the default of $1. We changed this to price per share instead of price per token, so that you really understand that this is very analogous to a share on a stock exchange, right? So whatever you set here, $200 a share, when you click deploy, it goes right in here, and you select the contract token, right? And then you would see that here under 200. Well, I'm sorry, under the sale manager here is 200. So when you come into the system, you're not actually going to see any of this. You're going to see auto deploy, which is going to give you this, right? It tells you what the parameters are so that you can verify that you entered those parameters correctly. And then you simply click start, and it starts to compile every contract, and then in one atomic action deploys all the contracts. That includes the liquidity pool, if you have one. If you don't click skip here, right? You generally should have a liquidity pool. If you don't, you could add it later. But in order to trade on the secondary market, which your project might not want to do, you would have a liquidity pool. That liquidity pool then gets automated liquidity provisioning and a platform treasury, right, to allow you to set a price that fluctuates with your revenue. How do you do that? Well, when you get your revenue, you take a percentage of it and you put it into the platform treasury, which automatically will put a percentage of what it receives into buying back the token. And the liquidity provider takes a percentage of what it receives and it adds liquidity, right? Actually, everything that the liquidity provider receives, it actually goes out and adds liquidity to the pool. So you got 2 mechanisms here to create a model where your price on the secondary market is proportional to how well you do as a company. That's amazing, amazing. Okay, so there, the compilation is done. Now in 3 seconds, it's going to start with the next contract. Boom. And you want to highlight what the parameters are you can always just refer here again, and it shows you what parameters. And if you don't like anything, you can start again. You'll close it and you'll start again. You'll get 10 or 15 minutes to do this, right? These are just the final checks that you entered all the correct information. What's the symbol? What's the supply? Up, it just did the second. Now in 2 seconds, it's going to go with the next one. These were the. Did you notice? Those were the parameters you entered for token content, including where the token where the contract, where your subscription agreement is stored, what domain. Now we're into the token time lock. What's the minimum price, right? I mean, what's the minimum time that it's locked for? This is Rule 144. You've got to put 12 months. Did you do that? I don't know. Let's check. Let's close this, right? Exciting as it is that it's about to create an entire token system for you. We're going to close out of this and we're going to see, what did we put here so here we got initial time lock 12. So it actually should have showed 12 there. So again, we've made a whole lot of adjustments recently. We're just going to sync these names with what actually deploys. Obviously, this has to match exactly. Same with total issued. So I'm not sure if we changed that name. Let's go check. Let's say we set this to say 21,000 as the total amount of stock issued, and we click deploy. We go down here to issue token itself. Yes, that changed to 21,000. So because we didn't mess with the naming there. Okay, thanks for watching. Again, very exciting times, a lot going on.